Hello and welcome. Eons of Battle put out a video recently on the hobby projects that they're really excited to do in 2024, and that made me want to do the same thing. So I've got some stuff that I'm really excited that I want to talk to you about today and maybe get some feedback on and get some help with, but I want to very much make it clear that this was not my original idea. Eons of Battle did this first. I'll put a link to their video in the description. Thank you so much for the idea, and so let's get into it. I have two major hobby projects I want to work on this year for Warhammer 40k. I have two minor hobby projects that I want to work on, and then some other side stuff I want to do as well. We'll start with the major ones. The minor ones, again, not the main priority this year, but the major ones I'm really excited for. We're starting off with my Tau. I just started collecting Tau. I wound up finding a couple Tau boxes in a local shop that was trying to just move them out and got a really good deal on them, and it made me want to get them originally for Horde mode, which I've made another video about Horde mode. I'll put a link in that to the description too. But I really like the way that the Tau battle suits look. Not a huge surprise there, I guess, in a lot of ways, because I'm a huge fan of Gundam and Super Robot Mecha and things like that. But it gave me an idea. I want to do Super Robot Wars. I want to paint each of my battle suits after a different mech from mecha anime, mecha video games, all that stuff. My first thought when I saw the broadside and got this idea was the Virtue Gundam from Gundam 00. It looks almost like it's holding a GM bazooka. So I had to go down that train of thought, and from there it was, well, my Cold Star Commander, I can do that as a wing or a wing Fenice from Gundam Wing or Gundam Build, but I don't just want to stick with Gundam. I want to spread out. And though I don't currently have any Crisis suits, I thought about maybe doing them as the Braves as from Yaogai-Gar, Hyoryu and Inryu and things like that. But I'd also thought about maybe doing a couple of them in like Scope Dog colors. Size-wise, that's probably not going to work right. But I've got a lot of different ideas, and then it comes to the stealth suits, and I don't know whether I want to run those as like Scope Dogs or Zaku's or anything like that, or maybe if I want to run those as like the Black Tri-Stars, because they were a little stealthy. They didn't have Mirage Colloid, I guess, but there's a lot of options, right, for that. I thought about making the drones, the various different kinds of drones, funnels from the Gundam franchise. So you could have like the regular funnels, which would be the gun drones, and then the shield drones could be shield bits from 00, and the missile drones could be fangs from 00. I don't know. There's other options too. The shield drones could also be like protect shades from Yaogai-Gar. There's a couple different ideas that I thought of, but I'm still playing around with those and figure out what I want to do there. I also have my little guys, my Pathfinder team, and I do have a Breacher team that I haven't built yet and a Ghost Kill that I haven't built yet, and I was torn on what I want to do with them. Maybe they would be better as Scope Dogs, or maybe they would be better as like Gespents or as Zaku colors or anything like that. And then of course I have my Kroot. I have no idea what to do color-wise for the Kroot. I thought about maybe Avis because they're a little bit more bestial, or like Dankuga in color. If I ever get a Riptide, that could be Daiton 3, that could be Ideon. If I get a Storm Surge, that could be Getter Robo or even Shin Getter. There's a ton of options, and I want to make a full Super Robot Wars themed Tau army, which is going to take forever to get off the ground, but I'm really excited for. And so if you have any ideas or thoughts that you want to throw in there, please let me know. The only thing I'm really worried about with my Tau, with the Super Robot Wars, is that there won't be a lot of the same colors. They're going to be very different color-wise from each other. Even the Gundams are going to be, Gundam-themed ones are going to be very different, right? And so I'm a little concerned that they might stand out from each other a little too much and might not flow into each other very well. But I'm hoping to be able to do something specific with the bases that brings them all in together. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but at least even if the army are all very different colors based on very different things, the bases should all be the same. And so hopefully bring them all together there. I have to figure out what I want to do base-wise for both this and my second project that I'm going to bring up in a minute. But I'm hoping that will let me bridge it all together, as it were, because I realize that having like Wing Gundam or Fenice Wing Gundam, I'm not sure yet which one color-wise I want to go with, and like the Virtue along with like Yaogai-Gar and Getter Robo and Mazinger Z, that's going to be a little weird. But I think it'd be really cool to have a team of Crisis suits that's Mazinger, Great Mazinger, and Grendizer together. I think that would be really nifty. And Getter 1, Getter 2, Getter 3, you know. I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to do there, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do when it comes to the big, like, planes and stuff that Tau has. I don't have any of those yet, and I guess I could theme them after, like, the Macross or the Yamato or something like that, but I don't know. We'll have to get to that point before we start designing warship colors. But I'm excited for this project. I'm just, again, afraid that it might not come together well when they're all on the table together. I think individually they're all going to look incredible, but we'll see. I'm not the best painter, but I'm getting there. I'm trying, at least. That's probably what I should say instead of getting there. I'm trying. The second big project that I have is my Alpha Legion. I want to run 3 different warbands in my Alpha Legion. I want to run a warband of Rusted Cog style from Harrow Master, of Dark Mechanicum, and I'll have a Disco Lord, and then Skitarii that are running as Trader Guard, and then I'm planning on getting a Skitarii Marshal to run as the Trader Commissar, as it were, the Trader Overseer. And then I'm really torn on what I want to do for the Ogryn. I thought about maybe getting an Amble. I thought about maybe getting an Ogryn Servitor. But I do also want to get a Tech Priest Dominus to run as a Warpsmith, and I'm really excited for that. I want to have the Horus Heresy-styled Marines for the second warband, led by the Horus Heresy-style Praetors, which Phyrexian is a Master of Executions and a Chaos Lord, of course. From there, because I have the Age of Darkness box, I'll have the Contemptor Dreadnought that I'll be running as a Hellbrute, and then I'll have the Land Raider, which will be a Chaos Land Raider, and then, of course, the regular guys that I'll be running as Chaos Legionnaires. I do kind of want to get a box of Headhunters from Horus Heresy and convert some of those into Chosen, and I thought about trying to convert some into Havocs, but there's a lot more weapon combinations that I would have to manage down there to be able to convert them to Havocs. So I could get a missile launcher box from Horus Heresy and do that with some of them as well, because I still have 30 Legionnaires from Age of Darkness to build, but we'll see how that goes. And then finally, I want my more chaos looking warband for the 3 warbands, right? I'll have my Dark Apostle that you see there along with my regular Legionaries, and then I have some Plague Marines and some Rubric Marines. I have some Bloodletters and some Pink Horrors, and I want to get a few more. I have some Cultists that I haven't built yet, some Chaos Cultists, and I have some Raptors that I haven't built yet. But I want to get a few more things to go in there to be more of the Chaos side. So then I'll have the Dark Mechanicum aspect. I'll have the Horus Heresy style aspect of like the pure Renegades. And then I'll have the Chaos looking aspect. And I think between the 3 of them, going to come together to make a pretty interesting Alpha Legion set. I'm especially excited to paint all of it up in the turquoise of the Alpha Legion and seeing what the coats from the Skitarii are going to look like there, and the Tech Priest Dominus that, yeah, I don't have yet, but soon, eventually. AdMech models are kind of expensive, but I'm really excited to see the way it brings them all together, even though there's these 3 different war bands. And I think from a lore perspective, it's really cool having the option to be able to have these 3 different war bands that come from different angles of the Imperium that have all turned Renegade. I really love the Dark Mechanicus idea, the idea of like, hey, we've gone rogue to be able to build whatever we want to build. Nobody can stop us. And I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. Doesn't exist as an army yet. And I like a lot of the AdMech models, but don't love the way AdMech plays in 40K. And so, you know, maybe this is an option for me to be able to branch out and get some more cool, weird stuff in my Alpha Legion army. We'll see. Finally, I've got 2 smaller projects, which are painting all of my Tyranids and all of my Gene Stealers to match my Tyranid color scheme that I've finally settled on. And then also to paint all of my Necrons to match my Necron color scheme that I've settled on. Those are much smaller projects in the grand scheme of things, but I'm still excited for them. And then I have a Knight I want to build and teach myself how to magnetize, though I might teach myself how to magnetize with a Ghost Keel. I'm really excited for these projects. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below on things that I could expand on them with. I've already got a lot of ideas on what I want to move forward with on the Chaos side of bits I want to get. I want to get a Vashtor, either run it with the Dark Mechanicum side or to run as a Winged Demon Prince. And I want to get a couple more bigger pieces like a Venom Crawler or something like that to go with them. I want to have all 3 like evenly distributed, but that can be tough to do, and especially when I'm trying not to spend a lot of money. And then, of course, the Tau army is going to be ridiculously expensive if I want to get all of the battle suits, because a lot of that, I almost said mech suits again, they are mech suits. A lot of that is battle suits, and those are not cheap. So hopefully we'll get, a good combo box come up soon. But I'm really excited for this project, and I would love any feedback that you can give me on ideas that you have. Ultimately, I am not the most creative person, but 40K continues to force me out of my regular bounds and to try and learn and do more. And so hopefully you're excited by these as well, because I cannot wait to dig into these projects. I am so stoked for them. Until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Thanks again to Eons of Battle for the video idea. And yeah, remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the hobby has to offer.